Hi Church, welcome to Connecting at Noon, brought to you each day by a member of our staff. I'm Jen Perez. Last week I brought you a talk that was a little bit more serious, so I've decided to lighten the mood and bring you a humorous, true story. But first, I have a couple of visual aids. The first is Brussels sprouts. Second is cast iron skillet. All right, let's begin. My true story is called The Tale of the Oven. So, over the past few months, I have learned to love Brussels sprouts. No, this wasn't always the case. When I started adding those little green powerhouses to our dinner plates, I made a crucial mistake. I boiled them and then drizzled olive oil and sesame seeds for garnish. The garnish was tasty, but the sprouts didn't have much flavor. Apparently, I had cooked the flavor right out of them. But recently, with all of this newfound free time at home, I started baking and browning them in the oven until they had just a little bit of crunch. Tasty goodness. Almost like dessert. Yes, I know I'm weird. But I'm not that weird, as you will see. When the social distancing measures began, and we were spending so much time at home indoors, my husband and I started craving homemade brownies. Well, brownie mix brownies to be accurate. I'm not about to claim we're too good for a prepackaged brownie mix or that we are all about cooking from scratch. Not always. So, on one of Ed's grocery runs, he picked up a brownie mix. I had just baked up a batch of Brussels sprouts the night before. Yum. But on this particular night, the oven decided to quit. Yep, nothing. Well, we already had our little hearts set on brownies, and we were determined. After all, Ed has a cast iron skillet, the mother of all skillets. So what could go wrong? The great big library in the sky, the internet, was strangely quiet on the subject. There were plenty of references to brownies, of course, and plenty of references to the sturdy cast iron skillet. But those combined topics always involved the oven. We were not deterred. Ed mixed together the ingredients, poured the chocolatey goodness into the reliable cast iron skillet, and turned on the burner. I took stove duty so he could go shower. Maybe it was a mistake for me to assume such a big responsibility, the outcome of our experience. Or maybe Ed didn't set the burner to the right temperature. Or maybe we shouldn't have used the lid. Wherever we went wrong, the next time I lifted the lid and breathed in what I expected to be chocolatey vapors, I inhaled burnt walnuts. I was mildly concerned, but Ed was almost out of the shower. Unfortunately, Ed agreed with my assessment. We had burned the brownies. But Ed still thought he could salvage something sweet out of the situation, so he offered some to me. I really tried to taste brownies, but what I got was cast iron skillet. For anyone out there who is curious about how a cast iron skillet tastes, please take my word for it. It is not so great. Several days later, it still smells like burnt marshmallows in our house, as if we've been camping, which, given the circumstances of social distancing, it feels like camping at home. But this whole experience has not been a loss to me. No, I've learned a valuable lesson from this debacle. I think God was giving us a hint. The lesson is simple. The lesson is this: bake the brownies before the Brussels sprouts. And that way, even if your oven goes out, at least you have a batch of edible brownies. The end. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me today. I will catch you next time on Connecting at Noon.